Welcome everyone, I'm Mr. Mallek, and this is an introduction to Mr. Mallek's Algebra 2 class. We're going to be going over the syllabus and some of the procedures. This video is intended for those who missed the live session today, and you need to watch this video and make sure you pay attention to each part so you know exactly what I expect of you. So we're going to start by just going through the syllabus briefly. At the top of the syllabus are my contact information. Quick description of the class. Prerequisite: if you have not gotten a 75% or higher in Algebra 1 and Geometry, this may not be the right class for you. If that's you, please make sure you contact me. The Prism calculator. If you have one of the old prisms, which is called an FXCG10, if that's you, FXCG10, that's fine. That calculator works great. It's like the blue ones that the school gives out. Most people have them already. If you don't have your own calculator yet and you are going to get one, you should be getting the new version of the Prism called the FXCG50. It's a much better calculator, and actually, as of a couple days ago, it was still on sale on Amazon for $80. So instead of $120, it's a much better option if you haven't gotten your own calculator yet and you need to, and you're planning on getting it. If you want to get a calculator from the school, I believe they're still doing it. You just need to get a form from the office, get a parent signature, and bring it back in to get the calculator. The lesson plan link that I have on my syllabus, we are not using because everything's on Google Classroom, at least not at this point. Cell phone policy, this pertains mainly to Fridays and mainly to the test days that we have on Fridays. My rule is if you have a cell phone out at all during a test, you will get a 0 because I'm going to assume you're cheating. Okay, so make sure you keep those cell phones silent, put away. Maybe don't even bring them for the test if you want to play it extra safe. Let's talk about homeworks real quick. Homeworks have to be done daily. I'm going to assign homeworks daily, even over a lot of the weekends. This class is hard, and the only way that you're going to be successful is if you practice, and experience a wide range of algebra problems to be able to handle anything that this class throws at you. So you have to do your homeworks daily. I don't give a lot of homework assignments. I believe in quality over quantity. So good handful of problems versus like 30 problems just for repetition practice. So you're not going to get those. So hopefully it don't take you too long, but you need to get them done daily. And you need to turn them in daily. So make sure you get those submitted to Google Classroom on a daily basis. I'm going to show you how to do that. Quizzes will be given periodically. So those quizzes with our current setup, those quizzes are going to be done through Google Classroom throughout the week. They're just short little quizzes. Pop on and just answer a few questions. And those are just for me to check that you're doing the problems correctly, that we're staying on top of it. And if there's a major issue with a student, we can catch that, and that way you know what you need to ask about before we get to the large tests. Tests will be on Fridays, those designated days that the school sent out, and I'll give you advance notice about when those tests will be. Notebooks. Keep a good detailed notebook as we go through. If I feel like I need to, I may check those notebooks at some point. If you are absent, now for us, the absent means that you missed the live session. You are responsible to get on and watch the video lesson from that day and to make up anything that you missed and get the homework done. If you're sick and you miss the days, and we're talking that you're so sick you can't get on or whatever, if you're absent and you tell me and you message me, say, hey, I'm really sick, I'm not going to be able to make it to the live session, whatever, that's fine. I will give you an additional day to get the homework done. But otherwise, unless I hear from you that you were sick and that you needed more time, the homework is due daily. I don't take late homeworks. So make sure that you communicate with me if you need more time or something's happening, whether it's an illness or maybe something's going on in the family or something that is preventing you from doing that, and not just, I don't feel like it today. As far as the grades go, the semester grade is made up of the 2 quarter grades. Quarter 1 and quarter 2 averaged together make the semester grade. My points, however, are not equal between homework and test. The tests are worth a lot more than everything else because that's where you show me whether you actually know how to do Algebra 2 or not. And if your classes haven't done it that way, other classes haven't done it that way, get used to it, because some of you are going to be in college soon where 3 large tests through the entire year are 90% of your grade. 3 tests for the entire semester, and that's 90% of your grade. That's how it works in a lot of college classes. So it's not unusual that the tests are worth a lot more as we get to this stage in your education. So your homeworks for 1 unit, not for a whole quarter, but just for 1 unit, they might total anywhere between 25 and 35, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Quizzes may total about 30 points. Tests total 100 to 150, maybe even more, depending on how big it is. So you can see the tests are worth a lot more. So you need to be prepared for the test. The homeworks can help you pad your grade a little bit, but it's not going to rescue your grade completely if you can't pass the test. As far as the procedures go, I'm going to run my class. You're going to get on. You're going to go to the Google Classroom, just like you did all your other classes. Hopefully today you're able to get on. The link for Google Meet is at the top of the page for each classroom. You should see a link just below the title. I'm going to start class with quick attendance just so we know who I need to go after who's not showing up. We're going to go over any questions from the previous day's homework. We're going to start with that. We're going to make sure that you know what you're doing from the previous day, and we're going to go over that stuff together. Then I'm going to have a video posted. I'm not going to teach the lessons live because there's too many technical things on my end, and we're talking about 20-some students potentially might have technical issues with their computers. So if I'm doing it live, I think there's just too many things that can go wrong. So I'm going to have a video lesson posted. So after we go over the homework each day in class, after we go over the homework, I'm going to release you to go watch the video. And you can leave the Google Live Meet and come back, or you can just stay in the Google Live Meet and go watch the video. As long as your microphone is off, it doesn't matter. But you're going to go watch the video and take notes on it. That might take 10, 15, maybe a little bit more time to go through that video lesson. Then you're going to pop back in, and I'm going to give you the homework assignment for the night. And then there might be 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes left in the period. If you watch the lesson and you're like, I know what I'm doing, I'm good to go, you can leave and get out of the session and do whatever. I'm going to stay on the rest of the period, and I'm going to start going over the homework with you. I might do one problem with you. I might have you guys try the next problem, and then I'll go over it with you before we leave. That way you get some immediate feedback about, do I really understand how these problems are done? I'm going to skip this alternative for a moment and jump down here. So after you watch the video, you'll come back in. I'll tell you the homework. We'll go over some of the homework together. If you want to, you can stay for that. And then you'll leave and do the homework at night. Finish whatever problems we didn't get done in class for homework. And then the next day you pop back in, we'll do it all over again. There is an alternative approach, and I'm going to do that with this down here. I think it makes a little more sense here. And that alternative approach is that you can finish your homework the night before, whatever problems you didn't get to, finish those homework problems. But then if you feel like, you know what, I really might struggle with this class, I need extra help, or you just want to be ahead of the game, you can watch the video lesson for the next day the night before. Those videos will be posted by 3 p.m. For instance, tomorrow's lesson is a video lesson. I'm going to have that posted by 3 p.m. today. So tonight you can get on and watch the video and take notes and be ready and prepared for tomorrow's lesson ahead of time. So while everybody else is going and watching the video, so during our live meet, like the normal scheduled class time, some of the class will be going and watching the video lesson and taking notes at that time. If you've already watched it the night before, then you can use that time to ask me questions. We can even start doing some practice problems together, and I can give you some extra help at that time if you have any questions about it. So that might be an approach that you might want to take, and it's up to you. And you can change daily. If you didn't have time to watch the video the night before, that's fine. You watch it like everybody else will during the live session. And it's up to you how you approach it. And then you'll still be in the Google session to start going over the next night's homework or whatever it is. So really the alternative approach is you watch the video lesson the night before, and that way you're a little bit ahead of the game. You can use that time in class to ask more questions. Okay, that pretty much wraps up the procedures and how I'm going to run this class. If you have any questions, please email me, please contact me. Tonight, there is a homework assignment, or there is a video going to be posted. Sorry, not a homework assignment. There is a video going to be posted for tomorrow's lesson. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, you can do that. There is one other thing I wanted to show you, and that is the Google Classroom submitting homework assignments. So in a Google Classroom, when you go into Google Classroom, I will have assignments created. And I'm going to create an assignment, and you'll see stuff posted. You'll see a video link and all of that stuff. When you're inside of that assignment, there is a place that you can post it. How do you post homework assignments? The way you post homework assignments is you can, if you want to, you can type up your homework assignments in like a Google Doc. But a lot of people have trouble putting math equations inside of a Google Doc, especially as these get more complicated later in the year. What most people do is that they will just take a picture with their phone of the homework, and then they'll submit it. They download the Google Classroom app on their phone, and then they take a picture, and then they just post it through using their phone, the homework, a picture of their homework. That's probably the most common approach. We can come up with other ways for you to submit your homework. If that doesn't work for you, just contact me, and we can take care of that. And we'll find the best way for you to be able to submit your homework. Again, if you have any questions, please contact me.